Hey there, my friends. Time for another John Henry Sheridan book review. Today, I'm going to be speaking to you about Red, My Uncensored Life in Rock by Sammy Hagar with Joel Selvin. Got to mention the co-writer because it's not fair to say how good a book is and not mention the behind-the-scenes guy who's really helping make a great book. I'm sure Sammy's stories are incredible, but he needed that writer's touch to make it as good as it was. Okay, so I am a Sammy Hagar fan through Van Halen. I am a Van Halen fan. If you are a Sammy Hagar Van Halen fan, I think you're gonna love the book. If you are a Van Halen, David Lee Roth fan, not so interested in Sammy Hagar, I guess, you know, you might not, you know, you gotta be a Sammy Hagar fan to like the book, I guess. You could probably read it if you don't know anything about him, but if you're a fan of his, and with Van Halen, without Van Halen, Montrose, Chickenfoot, he just had so many projects. It's good. It's really good. I read one review that said that he was a big Sammy Hagar fan before reading the book, and then when he read the book, he lost some respect for Sammy. That didn't happen to me. I mean, I know he became a rock star and, you know, got the rock star disease for a while with sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you know, the whole thing. He was married through most of his rock career, which is interesting to me. I didn't know that. So that's where some people, you know, lose some respect. But I don't know, the vibe I get from Sammy Hagar is a positive vibe. I believe his heart is good, whether, you know, his choices along the way are the same choices I would make, you know, whatever. It's his story. That's what makes him such a fascinating person. He's a multi-millionaire and has been from really early on, like early 80s. He was making millions of dollars, I believe, before Van Halen, from what it sounds like. And I'm not someone who's, you know, I don't know what to say. It's not in my, I want to use the proper word. I'm not attracted to making big money like that. I'm attracted to living a very happy, peaceful lifestyle, whichever way I can do it. You know, not to say his life isn't happy, I believe it is, but peaceful, I don't know. There's been a lot of bumpiness due to the rock star lifestyle, certainly with Van Halen, with other projects as well. I guess Montrose was pretty bumpy, he said. But man, you learn a lot about Van Halen, the brothers Eddie and Alex. You definitely learn a bit about Michael Anthony, the bass player. You learn a bit about David Lee Roth. And you learn, of course, about his first wife, his second wife, his children, just a tiny bit. You hear a lot about other celebrities that he encountered. Lars Ulrich of Metallica, Stephen Stills, famous songwriter, a little bit about with Chad Smith and Joe Satriani. The guys from Journey, he did a project with them, some of them. Just a colorful life, man. And I gotta appreciate his raw honesty. I mean, the way his opinion, whether it's what he feels is honest, about just various people, you know. I don't know if it's good karma to say what you feel, your opinion about various people and publish it, but I gotta respect people when they do that. In a way, he speaks rough about the guys in Van Halen in particular, but he does thank them at the end, you know, like in his acknowledgement. So I don't doubt they loved each other, but you know, it didn't end in the most loving way. And whatever, it was fascinating to learn the behind the scenes of Van Halen. And I never really understood that how Sammy Hagar was a big artist before Van Halen, because in my world, you know, I was born in 1980, so I didn't kind of experience him, not really on MTV or anything like that. I don't know, he was kind of invisible to me, even though from what I understand, he was actually kind of just as big as Van Halen at that time, to some, it's kind of certainly comparable, and when he joined, and probably making more money, because he was more of a businessman. He thought about those things and didn't just spend recklessly like maybe the Van Halen guys were doing it for a while. Anyway, I recommend it. There's more books I want to review. Try to get back on here before long. But anyway, Sammy Hagar, Red. Oh yeah, what I forgot to mention, this was probably the maybe the book that I just breezed through the most. The Duff McKagan book was very easy to read for me, his autobiography. This book might be equal, if not more. The stories are just so interesting. His voice is great, like his tone. A lot of autobiographies, you have to kind of slug through a little bit. I get lost in the middle, or they're off to a slow start, but this was just a breeze every step of the way. Like his personality, just fun to be around type of guy. So anyway, kudos, Sammy. Thanks for writing the book. Much appreciation to you and your life. And to all those who are watching this, thank you for hanging with me. And have a lovely day, evening, midnight, whatever time you're watching this. Peace.